Welcome back to Your Health Matters. Every 73 seconds, someone is sexually assaulted in America. 1 out of every 6 women and 1 out of every 33 men has been the victim of an attempted or completed rape. Sexual activity without consent is considered rape. Our next guest is here to talk more about consent. Christy Beck is a licensed therapist and the faculty supervisor of the Her Clinic at Penn State University. Christy, hi.
Hi, Casey.
Thanks for joining us to talk about this sensitive but really important issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's define consent.
Right, so consent is an agreement between adults where they agree to some sort of sexual activity and without pressure, without intimidation. And so legally, if somebody is underage, and that depends on the state, unconscious or intoxicated, they cannot give consent. And also there's sometimes some confusion about if someone gives in. If someone gives in or submission is not consent. So sometimes people will submit to sexual activity for a variety of reasons, a lot of times being because they're scared that something even more, harm will come to them. But submission does not equal consent.
That is good to know and very powerful to know. Yeah. So how does consent work?
Right, so consent is basic just ongoing communication between partners. And so keeping in mind that consent can be revoked at any time. And so people may agree to whatever, and then someone may change their mind, and that is okay. So when consent is revoked, then the activity should be over. And also keeping in mind that just because at one point, you agreed last week that you were having this kind of sexual activity, the next week, maybe it's not okay for one of those people. And that's okay to say, no, I don't want to do this anymore. So consenting once is not a carte blanche for any future consent.
Sure. Bottom line, no means no.
Right.
Now, there's a newer model for understanding consent called enthusiastic consent.
Yes.
I have no clue what that means.
Right. And so enthusiastic consent, as the title kind of gives away, it's not, it's somebody is really enthusiastically giving you the reaction that, yes, I want to move forward with some sort of sexual activity. So it's not, yeah, I guess, or, or just, the absence of no. That's like, yes, I'm enthusiastic, I want to do this, I'm agreeing to this, I'm giving you verbal cues, I'm giving you body language cues. And for those of us that have engaged in any kind of sexual activity, when somebody is enthusiastic about it, and when somebody is not. And so the enthusiastic consent is that knowledge and that communication between the two people that yes, this is what the people want.
So it's being in tune on all levels then?
Correct.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what consent does not look like.
Right, and so consent does not look like, saying no, any kind of no, pause, anything like that, where someone is not listening to that other person. That is not consent. If someone is giving you those cues and they are not interested, that is not consent. Like I said before, if the absence of no is not consent. And so, and also just, picking up on those cues. And so if somebody is disengaged, if somebody is looking away, if somebody's crying, which, would seem obvious, but unfortunately we need to have this conversation because, people ignore those cues. And so if there's any kind of indication, someone's kind of just looking like deer in headlights, that they're not interested, they're not engaged, then that is not consent. And obviously if somebody is unconscious, they can't give consent. And again, should seem obvious, but there's a reason why we continue to have this conversation.
Well, we only have about 30 seconds left, but what would you advise somebody who feels that they're in a situation where they're saying no,
right,
and it's not working?
I would say that whatever you can do to keep yourself safe is what needs to happen. And so for different people, that's going to look very differently. And so unfortunately, I can't give like one answer for every situation, but whatever you can do to keep yourself safe and get yourself out of the situation is the best thing for you to do.
Well, this is a very important conversation to have, and I hope folks take it to heart.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christy.
Thanks.
It's always a pleasure. If you've experienced sexual assault, you are not alone. To speak with someone, call the National Sexual Assault Hotline. We'll have the number posted to our website as well as contact information for the Her Clinic. That's all the time we have for today. Next week, we're heading back into the kitchen with Jason Sizemore from Butterhead Kitchen to make pumpkin pie overnight oats. Plus a warning for you before you sign up for a health club membership. And remember, Around the Alleghenies, the series continues tomorrow with Money Talks, hosted by Christine Strugala. Have a great week.